Hi, I'm Todd Wente, and this is the Daily 180, 180 seconds of motivation and inspiration intended to help you take action and make progress in your life. This is episode 338 of the Daily 180. We're going to continue our series of I words by talking about the word integrity. The reason that I am kind of laughing is because I just finished doing the recording and realized that I had never hit the record button. So hopefully I'll do as well this time as I did on my run through. You know, when we think about the word integrity, if you're like me, I immediately go to this idea of absolute integrity. It'd be almost like it's an indictment. You must have integrity because you don't. You must have, we think about integrity as being this bar of perfection in honesty, complete transparency, and never any kind of deception involved at all. Well, I had an opportunity to read a book by a gentleman by the name of Quinn McKay. And Quinn talked about, and he wrote the book. The book was called The Bottom Line on Integrity. And the first thing that he wanted all of us to recognize as we were reading the book and talking about this was that all of us are on a sliding scale of integrity. Yes, we may feel like we are very honest in certain areas, but there may be other areas where we hide things, where we keep things hidden. In fact, he said that there was one time that he was sitting at a luncheon. He was having a conversation with someone about this idea of integrity and about honesty about our integrity. And he said a guy inserted himself into the conversation and said, "I am always completely honest in everything that I do." And Quinn said that he spun around in his chair and looked at him and said, "What do you tell your kids about Santa Claus then?" That obviously ended the conversation for this individual. You know, integrity, it's easy for us to say, you must have integrity, and we treat integrity as though it is an all or nothing kind of a deal. I've started looking at integrity more as at the concept of integrity, more along the lines of the things I learned in Star Trek, especially in Star Trek The Next Generation. I'm a little bit of a sci-fi buff, love Star Trek, love Star Wars, love Star Trek. But in that one, I got introduced to a new way to use the word integrity. And that was the way that they would talk about things when they were being pummeled. When they were being shot, and frequently the ship was being shot, or it was being hit by meteors or radiation or whatever, and they would say, shield integrity is at 83% and holding or dropping, or hull integrity is currently at 75%. And the idea was that this word, integrity, meant how much punishment could it really withstand? Was it still in the original shape, in the original form? Were we starting to see problems show up with it? Was it starting to buckle, or was it still strong and solid? For me, that's what I think of when I think of my own personal integrity. Yes, there will be times when I hide things from my wife. Nothing major that would sacrifice our marriage, but maybe I'm got a surprise for her. So can I say at that moment in time I am 100% honest with my wife? Well, no, I've held something back from her for a period of time. Are there times when it is not appropriate to reveal certain information because we need to make sure that we've prepared the way? Certainly. In many business situations, we sign confidentiality agreements, and in those kinds of situations, we have to make a choice between telling everything we know and meeting the agreement that we've signed. This idea of integrity is one that's very tricky. But it's one that if we look at it from a standpoint of how well am I holding myself together, how well am I keeping my word, then it becomes a little easier to deal with. I hope this has given you something to think about, and I hope that you feel that this will help you have greater integrity as you move forward. In the meantime, I would hope that you would share this. I would hope that you would perhaps give us a thumbs up if you like it. I would hope that you would share this with other people and share it wide and far, because I think these ideas are worth sharing. In the meantime, before we see you next time, my name is Todd Wente. This has been the Daily 180. Go forth and conquer. We'll see you next time.